Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Music Den. I am, of course, your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day. I have with me a very special guest, someone you've seen before on the channel, Mr. Ryan Gavalier. How's it going, Ryan?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. This is going to be a fun episode, right? Um, we're going to break with tradition. We're going to flip the script or basically burn the script and just do whatever the hell we want. This was an idea that Ryan came up with. We are going to rank our top 5 Christmas specials in keeping with the season. You know, Christmas is what? Less than a month away, or, just over a month away. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. So we have our list put together. We each put them together at the very last minute. But you know what? That's a good thing. Sometimes you really don't need to think about stuff like this, right? So I will pass it off to Ryan. And what is your number 5?
My number five is The Muppets Christmas Carol
Ah, okay.
from
Cool.
1992. It's not the only time the Muppets will be talked about on here. Um,
Okay.
this one's very, very good, but I just like a couple more of their specials a bit more than this one. But it's a classic. I mean, this was the first Muppet movie that was made after Jim Henson's death. It was also the first Muppet movie that had been made after performer Richard Hunt passed away too. He had done a ton of characters like Sweetums, Scooter. Um, Briefly, he did Miss Piggy in the beginning of the Muppet Show. Just a ton of different characters, Junior Gorg, etc. They both passed away shortly before this, so this movie was dedicated in the memory of the two of them. It was directed by Brian Henson, which is the son of Jim Henson. Starred the Muppets and Michael Caine. Michael Caine played Scrooge.
Ah,
Um, it's a classic, you know. It's just the Christmas Carol story, but how could it be told better than with Muppets? You know, you have classic songs. Um, you've got a really good cast. They chose the characters very well with you know, Kermit as Bob Cratchit, um, Gonzo as Charles Dickens, you know, Statler and Waldorf as Marley and Barley. You got Tiny Tim played by Robin. You got Miss Piggy as Mrs. Cratchit. You got Fozzie as Fozzie Like it's just you know, it's a good movie. It's um not my favorite Muppet movie, but I think it's one that's grown in my opinion over the years. Just because I feel like the Christmas Carol is just a story that's such a good message, and it's one that you can't really get over. And like the Muppets are very special to me, so this one's gonna obviously work really well for me. I think the songs, like I said, are beautiful. There's some really cool effects. Um, it's funny at times. It's heartwarming at times. I just think it's a really solid film.
hmm, cool. That's a good one. That is a good one. Um, yeah, I mean, the story of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol has been told umpteenth times. Like, how many times, can you go through this? But you know what? It's a classic, right? And it's a
Oh
classic
yeah,
for a reason. So, that's a good one. My
thanks.
number 5, ladies and gentlemen, is Frosty the Snowman. You know, and you see pictures of these during the video, I promise. The classic Rankin Bass cartoon, featuring Jimmy Durante doing the narration throughout the cartoon. It's just a classic uh Christmas time story. I mean, and I remember as kids, my brother and I, um, they would always advertise on CBS. It was a CBS uh, cartoon that was aired, and it was like whenever around this time of year, whenever they would start advertising all these cartoons like to come on, we'd all get really excited, right? And it's like 8 o'clock. Okay, we're right in front of the TV, right? And ready to go. And I mean, it's a heartwarming story, right? So that's my number 5. What is your number 4?
Well, my number four is also Rankin Bass, but rather than an animation one, it's a claymation one. It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and
Okay.
this is one that I grew up with. I've watched it since I was probably like 2 or 3 years old. It was my dad, one of two of my dad's favorite movies. This and The Wizard of Oz were his two favorites. Um, and um, yeah, so it's special to me for that. I've seen it probably a million times. It's quotable. I mean, I say lines from this movie all the time. Hermie doesn't like to make toys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'd rather be an
Shame on
entertainer.
you. Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, yeah, I got it.
There's so many good ones in this. Just a classic cast of characters. You got Yukon Cornelius, you got Clarice, you got Rudolph, the Bumble, Hermie, um, you
Yeah.
know, the Miss
Even
Boys
yeah,
and everybody.
yeah,
It's just
sorry.
it's a great one. It's iconic. I mean, it's a great song too, but I just feel like this one, like the song says, will go down in history. It's
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. And I mean, even Yukon Cornelius has a couple of good lines, like that bumble's hungry, that kind of thing when he's like when he goes after the abominable snowman, whatever. I mean, it is a classic, right? I mean, yeah, it's like, Yahoo! He throws up the pick in the air and he picks
yeah.
it up and licks it. And he's like, nothing. Okay, fine, right? He throws it back, puts it back in his pocket. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic, right? And it's a tale of there's a story behind it, right? Of not fitting in and wanting to fit in and striking out on your own and trying to find a place where you can fit in, right?
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of subtext going on, right? In that one, uh, cartoon, right? So yeah, no, that's a classic. That is a classic. We must carry on, ladies and gentlemen. My number four is a take on A Christmas Carol. It is the Flintstones Christmas Carol. A For me, a newfound classic, released in 1994. Um, everyone loves the Flintstones. If you don't, I don't know why. In this version of Christmas Carol, Fred is asked to play Scrooge in the community theater's version of A Christmas Carol. But what I like about this version of it is instead of just doing it on the stage, when they do the scenes, they're actually in the scenes of the story, right?
Mhm.
So, like Wilma is actually a ghost, the ghost of Christmas past. You know what I mean? So they immerse the characters in the actual scenes, and um, for some reason, this one story reminds me of my sister Carmela. And it's that scene where his sister Fran goes to visit him when he's in school to go back home for Christmas. That always reminds me of Carm. Always. I don't know why, but it does, and it makes me tear up. But I love the cartoon. I love the way they do it. It's a fantastic version of it. And if you guys out there, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. You can even get it on DVD. Like really. So okay, that's my number four.
That is a really good one.
It is. It's a classic. It's a new age classic, right? It's like for anyone that loves Christmas cartoons, and I love this stuff. I eat it up like
Yeah.
candy, swear to God. Um, what is your number three? Very
My number three is another Rankin Bass. Um, all mine are kind of in close proximity, but that's okay. Um, I could have done a top 20, top 10, but my
easily.
top five are all kind of similar. So my number three is Year Without a Santa Claus. Um, Rankin Bass. This one definitely have a lot of it has a lot of really memorable scenes. It has some really sentimental scenes for me. I mean, I can't watch that scene where the Santa and the dad sing I Believe in Santa Claus without having tears in my eyes.
I
Like
cry
every
too.
single time that makes me like sob.
I cry.
Um,
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. It's like maybe one of the most beautiful scenes ever captured in like a film, honestly. It gets me every single time. Um, and I think Mickey Rooney just does a great job as Santa in this movie. I think it's his best performance as Santa, in my opinion. Um, I think that the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser, they're absolutely classic. I think Mrs. Claus is hilarious in this movie. Jingle and Jangle are great.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I love the reindeer, the one who gets put in the dog pound.
The Blitzen. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Blitzen.
Blitzen. That's pretty great. The mayor's funny. The kids are funny. It's just like, I don't know. This one just it really makes you think about what the spirit of Christmas is about. It kind of shows like
Yeah.
the decline of like the spirit of Christmas and then the rejuvenation of it. It's just a really, really beautiful film. And it's my personal favorite of the Rankin Bass movies. I mean, there's a ton of great ones. There's really so many good ones of those, but this one's the one that always resonated with me the most.
Um, yeah, that's my number three as well.
Nice.
No, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, we did not compare our lists at all. Um, I can't even try to build on what you said of this cartoon because it's a classic. It has a lot of heart and a lot of emotion for me. Like that, and that scene, like you said, when they're sitting in the kitchen and they start singing, "I believe in Santa Claus," like I believe in love, right? So it's that scene, like you said, it makes me tear up. I start tearing up when I watch it, and it is so emotional because they're sitting there laying their heart out, right? Just saying how they really feel about
Yeah,
life and about themselves, and it is a fantastic. It is a fantastic cartoon, and I wouldn't mess with Mrs. Claus if, please. She'd knock you out. I'm telling you right now. I mean, she may be a nice woman, but man, give her a purse, she'll smack the shit out of you with it. I'm telling you. So, yeah, that's my number three as well. A Year Without Santa Claus. Fantastic one.
absolutely.
What is your
Massive.
number two?
My number two today is probably for like the last 10 years, the first Christmas special I watch, or at least I try to make it the first. Something might sneak before, but this is like always a priority. I have to watch this every single year. Up until recently, this would have been my number one, but today it's going to be my number two. I'm talking about Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas from 1977.
I gotta check that out. Holy shit, man.
It's
Okay,
so good. I
I'm gonna get
mean,
that. I'm gonna buy that. I get paid in a couple of days. I'm gonna buy that.
yeah, it's like I said from 1977, Jim Henson Company. Um, it is definitely like one of the most beautiful movies. I mean, it's kind of like it kind of follows the story of the Gift of the Magi, sort of. It messes with it a little bit. It has a lot of quirk to it. It has like a lot of cool like music in it. Whether it's kind of more like rootsy country type of songs like the otters sing, like When the River Meets the Sea, which is such a beautiful song I absolutely love. Brothers, um there's just so many beautiful ones of their stuff. And then, yeah, the River Bottom Nightmare Band, their song, it's like a heavy metal, deep purple type of song that's just pretty epic.
Okay.
Um, just a
I am
lot of
gonna check
beautiful
this out.
family dynamics. Huh?
Sorry, I am gonna check this out. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
definitely should. It's so underrated. Um, you have a lot of beautiful family dynamics, a lot of great messages here. Um, the movie doesn't talk about Santa or any of that stuff. This is really a Christmas movie of like caring about your family, caring about your friends, appreciating what you have even when you don't have much. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't praise it enough. I mean, is it perfect? No. But does it give my heart a run for its money every single time I watch it? Yes. Like it's fantastic, and it's my number two for today.
Okay. It's a good one. I've seen it off and on over the years, just in passing, but never really sat and watched the whole thing. So I'm gonna be checking out on Amazon tonight, making an order. big
Excellent.
big
The
surprise.
whole thing's on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Time tonight, baby. I'll do that. Hello. I'll watch it. Okay, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, my number two, Rankin and Bass features quite heavily on our list tonight, is the 1974 version of the Rankin Bass classic "Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Good one.
Um, I have a DVD pack of 10 Christmas cartoons, including the Grinch and including, Frosty and all that. But this is included in the pack, right? This special, again, was done in 1974. It aired on CBS every year up until around 1985. And then they removed it. They stopped airing it yearly. And I didn't realize until like about a couple of years after it stopped airing that it was missing. I'm like, where the hell did it go? Um, Fantastic story of the classic, "It Was Night Before Christmas," went all through the house, um, featuring Joel Grey, and if you got as the father, the clockmaker, the clock repairman maker. Um, and if you guys out there don't recognize the name Joel Grey, he played the MC in the movie Cabaret. So very diverse entertainer, singer, fantastic story. Um, Fantastic. I mean, this is another one that brings me to tears when I watch it. I'm 53 and I still cry my eyes out. So, I mean, you know what? Certain stories are timeless, and this is one of them. So, that's my number two. It was Night Before Christmas. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to number one. What is your number one?
So my number one's one that I discovered a few years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I've already watched it three times this year. Um, and part of the appeal of it is that it has one of the most epic crossovers in history. Um,
Okay.
and the movie that I'm talking about, or the special, I should say, is The Muppets Family Christmas from 1987.
The Muppets Family Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, it's another one that you could find the whole thing on YouTube. It's priceless. This movie's so, so good. You can't get the whole version on DVD. You can only find the full version on like YouTube and stuff because there was issues with the licensing of some of the songs. But
Okay.
this movie basically is about Doc from Fraggle Rock and his dog Sprocket. They come to rent Fozzie Bear's mom's house for Christmas. So they have a quiet Christmas. Then what the mom doesn't know is that the whole Muppet gang is on the way to come to her house for Christmas. So now you have a crossover there. Doc's like, oh shit, I wanted a quiet Christmas and stuff. And now there's a bunch of Muppets. And before you know it, all the characters from Sesame Street are there. Before you know it, Kermit's meeting Fraggles with Robin.
That is a hell of a crossover. Holy shit.
All in one special. You have the characters from Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, the Muppets, all together. It's just a really sweet special with a lot of good music, some good messages, some really funny stuff in it. It's actually a really, really funny special, um, especially with some jokes that happen that go around with this turkey and the Swedish chef.
Okay.
Um,
I love the Swedish chef. I'm sorry.
he's great. He has some funny interactions with this turkey that he wants to cook for Christmas. Um,
I gotta see this.
it's great. Like I said, it's all on YouTube. Like I said, just great music in this one. You have all the characters together. It once again just shows you like the power of like being with the people you care about. They all make a lot of new friends too at it, realize that Christmas isn't just a time for the people you know before, but just caring about people you just meet too and stuff. It's just a really sweet special, and I've been hooked to it. I've been watching it a ton. Um, it's definitely my favorite of the Muppet Christmas specials. There's a lot of good ones. There's the John Denver one,
Yeah,
which is really hard to find, but it's fantastic, you know.
yeah,
But this one for me right now has been really hitting me strong, and being a fan of like the Muppets and stuff since I was a little kid, they were obviously gonna make the top of my list. Like they're just too sentimental to me. I mean, all this is the Rankin Bass, etc. Christmas is really a time of nostalgia for me, a time of like reflecting on things that matter and stuff. So it makes sense these are the ones that really work for me.
yeah, yeah. Um, that's a good one. And after we're done this, I'm going to be checking out some stuff on YouTube and I'm going to be doing some shopping on Amazon.
Very nice.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just, it's the way it is. You know, I'm trying to, like, it's fantastic. Um, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying about Christmas and the meaning of it. And, my number one, I cheated. It's a tie. I pulled a Venditti. Um, it's the first one is a Charlie Brown Christmas, and Charlie Brown Christmas aired in 1965, and the story behind this was that the creators were approached by CBS to do a Peanut special. And the sponsor for it was Coca-Cola. There was a caveat, though. They were contacted on a Friday afternoon, and they had to have everything done and prepared to show by Monday.
Yikes.
And they didn't have any idea
Wow.
of what to do. All CBS said was, we want a Christmas special featuring Charlie Brown and the gang, and have at it. So they came up with this idea. And the first airing of this, I do believe, had 2 million viewers for the very first airing of this. I have the Blu-ray of it, and on the Blu-ray is a documentary featuring the making of the special and what went on with it. I just love the story. Again, another CBS special, and this is one of those that you look forward to it every year. And you know, it didn't matter when it was on. We would always just sit in front of the TV with a drink or whatever and just sit there and just enjoy it. And we were pissed off because it was over, because it's like, oh my God, it's finished, right? It's only a half hour. But it's just the spirit of the whole story. The fact that Charlie Brown is, doubting his place in the holiday season, and he's looking for the meaning of Christmas. And then you have Linus that speaks to him on the stage with the one spotlight, right? And he tells the biblical story, right, from the Bible. So it's just amazing, and it's a classic for a reason. Stories like this, I will never get tired of watching. So that's the first one. The second one is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Nice.
The original
Oh yeah.
cartoon, I believe it was 1964. And for me, Boris Karloff is the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jim Carrey,
Mm-hmm.
not whoever else was going to do it. No, it was always Boris Karloff. I am sorry. Case closed. Done. And it was a personal favorite of my sister Carmela's. So whenever I watch that now, for those who don't know, my family and I lost our sister on Christmas Day. She passed away Boxing Day, 2002. So Christmas, ever since then, has taken on a different meaning for us. But we keep going, and we keep remembering her, and keep her memory alive, and her love and her heart and her energy. And whenever I watch this cartoon, I always think of Carmela, and I will always think of her for this. So yeah, and it is a classic. Jim Carrey be damned. I don't care what you say. But and apparently Bob just told me tonight that they announced on the radio that they're doing another animated version of this, or that there is another animated version of this. I'm not sure where this is. Can't be better than the original. So that's my number one. And Charlie Brown Christmas, and how the Grinch Stole Christmas. So
Fantastic.
do you have any honorable mentions or?
Oh yeah. I mean,
No?
I'll just go through a rapid fire real quick. Um, Obviously the Grinch, I love it. Um, I would say um, Christmas Story, I really love.
Good one.
Christmas Vacation, I was just watching that the other day. Um, I really love oh, what's it called? Well, like I said, John Denver and the Muppets
Yeah.
Christmas Together. That's really beautiful. Um, I one that I had. It's not one that I watch really often anymore, but I have such fond memories of it as a kid because I would just watch it over and over again. But Spot's Magic Christmas.
What's it called?
Um, it's called Spot's Magic Christmas. It was about like
Okay.
this little yellow dog. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I just
Okay.
have very fond memories of it from growing up.
Okay.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Um, yeah, there's so many, honestly.
Yeah.
I
Of
could go
course.
all day.
Yeah, of course. Of course. No, that's fine. That's fine. If I had a one honorable mention, it would be, oh my God, there are so many of them. Now my mind went blank. Trying to think of, but no, there are. I would say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Um, yeah, that
Great one.
So yeah. Well, there you go, like guys. Our top 5 Christmas specials. Bit of a change up from what we usually do here on the channel. But you know what? What the hell? Let's have some fun. You know what I mean? Let's just have some fun here. So I want to thank Ryan for joining me and for giving me the idea to do this. This is pretty fun, actually. It's like
Oh, for sure.
keep thinking about all the images that you were talking about, like of the show, the stories. I'm like, okay, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. So fantastic. All these shows are fantastic. So guys, check these shows out if you're in the Christmas spirit. If you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. Um, if you celebrate the holidays in any shape, form, or fashion, please be safe. And you can check out these specials on YouTube. I happen to know there's a 7.5 hour or 7 hour and 20 minute, file of of various cartoons, complete with classic commercials. You can check it out on YouTube, and you can also get these cartoons on DVD and Blu-ray at your local store. So for Mr. Ryan Gavalier, I'm Armando Venditti. Have a good night. Please take care of yourselves and one another, and we'll see you soon with another video. Bye for now.